think you're the devil himself.
I don't know. Why would you say that?
I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. I threw him out of my club many years ago because I thought he was a sick pervert.
President Trump signed the Epstein Files Transparency Act.
Todd Blanche, the Deputy Attorney General, gave a statement to the public saying that they were releasing as many files as they could related to the Epstein files. He stood up and started giving his press conference, and as he was doing so, 3 million documents were dropping on the Justice Department website. This is 3 million PDFs, documents, images, videos, bank statements, flight logs, emails.
I never went to the island. I never met any women.
Some of the most shocking revelations, most extraordinary revelations, which we have to stress we haven't been able to independently verify, are about Bill Gates, the billionaire Microsoft co-founder. What we see in the email is Epstein in first person describing how he helped kind of bail out Bill Gates at certain times. There's even a suggestion that he was asking Epstein's advice on how to surreptitiously give his then wife, Melinda French Gates, a course of antibiotics. Obviously, this is all extraordinary coming from, one of the richest and most powerful men in the world.
Do you regret the whole friendship with Epstein?
Now, still not.
So it hasn't been very good news for Andrew. You have these pictures of Andrew sort of kneeling on the floor over this woman whose face has been blacked out. I mean, he's in a very compromising position here. And as we say, photographs speak a million words. There were other things. For example, he's sharing what he's admitting in the emails to be confidential information about Afghanistan. We obviously know that this was inappropriate in his role as a kind of trade ambassador for the UK. We then had a lawyer for one of his alleged victims come out and say she was the second woman to be trafficked to Andrew. We also see just how close his ex-wife was as well. So his ex-wife, Sarah Ferguson, the language that she uses with Epstein frequently over these years is very intimate. So there was a lot of things, not just about the Duke, but also his family in there too.
Mandelson betrayed our country, our parliament, and my party.
What was interesting about Mandelson is very different to Epstein's other associates, because this wasn't a story of sexual abuse or sexual exploitation. This was purely a financial gain, influence, power, those sorts of things kind of melding in Epstein's world. He tried to get away from it before by saying, it wasn't a very deep or meaningful relationship, and what we see in these files is something very, very different. And it's difficult to kind of overstate the gravity of this Mandelson affair. I mean, you have a cabinet minister during a financial crisis allegedly leaking highly confidential and market-sensitive information to this Epstein character who's this mega-rich financier. And must be stretched at this point a convicted paedophile. And many people are describing this as one of the most serious scandals in British political history.
The crux of this is that so many hundreds of young women were completely trapped, powerless in a system that did not listen to what they had to say.
One of the documents that really attracted my attention, and I think has stuck with me since, was this diary written apparently by a young girl of being sexually trafficked to Epstein and by Epstein to other people. And she describes in this kind of visceral detail, in a kind of very teenage language, about being pregnant and carrying Epstein's child. She then kind of graphically describes giving birth to this child and then it being taken away from her. We don't know any more than that, but the suggestion in it is essentially that Epstein could and might have had children that we are not aware of. There's a suggestion that these kind of very young, vulnerable women were potentially carrying his children.
But what happened next was unfathomable. Epstein and Maxwell didn't just abuse her, they trafficked her to a network of the rich and powerful.
In terms of the victims' response, a lot of them are glad that this information has come out. Some of them have found information that helps in their case. But actually, the kind of most prevailing response has just been horror. A lot of these files have not been redacted properly. I can't even imagine that the trauma, the re-traumatization this has done for these women. They're pleading now with the courts to try and at least take down some of these documents that have identifying information in them. But this isn't a victory day for the victims.
We are not asking for pity. We are here demanding accountability, and I'm demanding justice.
So on the horizon, we're going to have Ghislaine Maxwell appearing before the House Oversight Committee to testify to her relationship to Epstein and the sex trafficking ring. Ghislaine herself has already said that she's going to plead the Fifth Amendment, which essentially allows her to say no comment. It will be interesting nonetheless that she's been brought and subpoenaed. And if you push forward to the end of February, we then have Bill and Hillary Clinton, who were subpoenaed. They're going to face questions. And we know that Bill Clinton flew on Epstein's private jet. We also know that Hillary Clinton employed Ghislaine Maxwell's nephew in the State Department. So there's going to be many, many questions that they're going to be fielded.